Fox News' Catherine Herridge has learned that the showdown between the Justice Department and Congress may come to a head tonight. She's reporting that the DOJ still has not given congressional investigators key documents about the timing of the beginning of the Russia investigation. Herridge says the DOJ will either ask tonight for more time or explain why it cannot comply with the congressional subpoenas. Let's discuss the implications with Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton, attorney and RNC National Committee woman from California, Harmeet Dhillon, and Democratic strategist Scott Bolden. Great to see all of you. Let's start with you, Harmeet. This has been a wild taffy pull regarding documents with the DOJ. I want to play for all of you my exchange a few days ago with Jeff Sessions on this very issue, because we knew tonight it was going to come to a head. Let's watch. They're out of patience. They feel like they've been asking for these documents. Some of these documents end up showing up with the IG report that Congress asked for months and months and months ago. So you can't, I mean, you were in Congress. You know what it's like to try to do oversight. It's really frustrating. And they're going to hold Rosenstein in contempt. I mean, they're going to hold him in contempt of Congress. Then what?
Well, we have a responsibility to respond to Congress. We intend to be responsive to Congress. If we're running behind in production, we'll take efforts to step it up.
Harmeet, big meeting last Friday, and apparently they had a come to Jesus moment with Ryan and Rosenstein and Wray, and so far haven't gotten the documents.
Well, I don't think they're running behind, Laura. I think they're running in the opposite direction with these documents. I mean, it is a travesty. The subpoena was actually exactly 3 months ago, and the due date was 2 weeks after the subpoena. So it's 2.5 months late now. And we saw last week Jim Jordan get very angry over the fact that the text messages that are the most damning ones were given by the Inspector General to the DOJ for production, and there's no explanation as to why they were withheld. Documents have been given that have been heavily redacted, that are critical to analyzing particularly the FISA issue. And so of the 3 topics of that subpoena, only 1.5 of those things has really been satisfied at this point. The topics were the Hillary Clinton emails, the McCabe firing, which I think has been addressed now, and the FISA thing is completely unaddressed. So what is the DOJ hiding? Why are they hiding it? And why do they think the normal rules don't apply to them? It's really quite shocking.
Scott, I think what the concern is we were told the investigation kind of began the end of July. Now they have new information that indicates it began before then. A lot of contact with the State Department, with the Steele dossier. A lot of people at the State Department were reading over the Steele dossier. I think that's the concern. I know you think this is much ado about nothing, but give me some more context over this showdown tonight. The showdown at the OK Corral about the documents.
I certainly don't think it's much to do about nothing, but I also don't think DOJ is running from their responsibilities with a congressional subpoena. Here's the deal, Laura. Okay, there's a balance here, as you know, as a lawyer, that sure, we've got to have congressional compliance with subpoenas. At the same time, we have ongoing investigations, highly sensitive information, including FISA warrants that go to a secret court, as well as all of these other documents that DOJ and FBI are concerned about turning over because they don't want to prejudice their investigations and going on, or Mueller's investigation. They don't want to give up the identity willy-nilly to their secret sources or confidential sources. And then the president himself is a subject of this investigation, regardless of what he says. So there's got to be a balance. My concern here, and I think what the DOJ's concern is, what happens to these documents after I turn them over? Will they be politicized? Will Nunes run to the White House and share them? Those are real concerns based on prior conduct of these GOP chairmen. Those are fair balances.
Yeah, so he's going to run over to the White House. The document's out. The White House will see it, I assume. But I mean, I hear what you say, but Tom,
well, then
look,
tell the Republicans to stop fighting over documents. They control all 3 houses.
They want to know why this investigation was really started. Tom, the Mueller popularity as approval has gone down from 47%, according to CNN poll in December. Now it's down to 41%. Obviously, Comey's numbers are in the toilet, about 32% of people supporting him. Is it no wonder, really, that people are losing faith in this process, given what we're seeing?
Well, everything that's come out has undermined the credibility of the Mueller investigation, and that's why we're getting this modified, limited hangout approach to document production by the Justice Department. And it's extraordinary to see this Justice Department attack and undermine, and the Democratic talking points aren't too far off from the Justice Department talking points in going after the oversight function of Congress. Remember, we had the allegations that Rosenstein threatened a criminal investigation because the oversight was too aggressive towards him and the Justice Department. What are they hiding here?
Well, you guys are always suing Freedom of Information Act to get documents. What could they be? If they're so working overtime not to release these documents, why are they not revealing what's in these documents? What's the reason?
It's going to highlight the political nature of the beginning of the Russia investigation.
Who knew what when? Who knew what about this dossier?
How,
correct?
when, and why, not only the dossier, but generally the targeting of Donald Trump, which began even before the dossier was used by the Justice Department and FBI, a dossier created by the Clinton campaign.
Now, the Daily Mail, Harmeet, camped out at the house of Sally Moyer, who is the FBI agent on the Hillary Clinton email investigation. There she is. And she traded these anti-Trump texts with her FBI colleague, Lover. A lot of love going on there at the FBI. There's a lot of hookups over there. Aren't they a little busy? I mean, it's getting more interesting by the day.
If you're looking for a relationship, go to the FBI.
Like, exactly. God, I'm working at the wrong. Okay, so since her name was revealed by Congress, we know who she is. But she referred to Trump voters as retarded. She used the F-bomb when it comes to Trump. I mean, you just got these radical. I mean, she looks like a central casting of a feminist from Dartmouth, where we went, Harmony. It's like the old women's studies major at Dartmouth. Sorry, but come on, it's just like it's textbook stuff. So if a conservative used the word retarded, it's the end of their career. But she uses it in a text message, and she's still working at the FBI.
Right. I mean, the problem here is the FBI leadership and DOJ leadership, for that matter, appear to be tone deaf to the bias that is very evident in the staffing of all of these investigations. I feel, and I think a lot of other Americans feel, like the Inspector General report that we saw last week only scratches the surface. We don't know, because he doesn't have subpoena power, of a lot of stuff that's gone on there. There's a conspicuous absence of any text messages or emails from the Department of Justice. So that's a black box, what the bias is going on there. We saw a little bit of the bias of DOJ with this paralegal yesterday who moonlights as a protester at night at Mexican restaurants.
Oh, at the Kirsten Nielsen Mexican dinner. That was fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, they all have a right to their views. Let's be clear. They all have a right to their private views and what have you. But where we have to draw the line is where people like Rod Rosenstein are staffing investigations or allowing the staffing of investigations.
I mean, the total
clearly biased people. That's outrageous.
Okay, Scott, we got like no time. But Scott, you would be upset, yes or no, if text messages came out against Obama or Hillary, calling Obama supporters retarded and saying that, F Obama, and was investigating Obama or Hillary. You would be bothered by that, correct?
Certainly inappropriate, but until it shows that it affects the outcome or the investigation,
we get the documents. Hold on, Scott.
Free to have their political views.
You're bothered. I know you're bothered. We love you too much not to be bothered.
If it doesn't infect the investigation,
but you don't know until you get the documents.
They may or may not have to be removed.
Yeah, Tom, we're going to get the documents, yes or no?
Can I tell you something? Why do
we're going to get some documents.
There's a substantive investigation going on.
Okay.
We're going to get some documents.
Going on.
We're going to get some documents, and they're going to come out in dribs and drabs over the next few weeks and few months. We'll be talking about this fight 2 years from now, I bet you.
So, some dribs and drabs, but not the fundamental documents, but showing that missing time period in the spring, right? That missing time period.
They're protecting the Mueller investigation. The Congress should be asking Mueller where the documents are. That's who's being protected here.
All right, Tom Fitton, Harmeet, Scott.
But there is an ongoing investigation. Why should they be sensitive to that?
Okay, guys, we're up against a hard break. Sorry, Scott, we're going to go to black. Sorry about that. Friday Follies up next. Raymond Arroyo on Roseanne reboot without Roseanne.